Why does it keep fucking saying that? Why? When that's not what I'm doing. I don't want the actual fucking app, you stupid cunt. God damn it, man. Stupid as fuck. That's the literal app again. This shit's stupid as fuck, bro. I just want to go to the goddamn website. The kick fucking website. And it goes to the goddamn app. God damn motherfucker, bro. So it's just, they don't have a fucking website. I can't fuck with any of my actual settings. I can't find my stream key. I can't find my fucking anything. Okay. Holy fuck. It's almost like that's what I wanted to happen the whole fucking time. So I just can't fucking change it. It just won't let you change what the fuck goes on your stream. Even though that's what I fucking put. before. Somebody on fucking Kick needs to get the fuck a hold of me, bro. I can't fucking figure any of this shit the fuck out. They don't even have a fucking help me fucking page or any fucking thing. Pieces of fucking shit. It's fucking stupid, bro. Fucking annoyance. It's so fucking stupid, dude. It should let you change it. That's so fucking gay. Fucking go live on this. Oh, I can. Hold on. Oh, practice mode? What the fuck is practice mode? So fucking stupid, dude. Welcome to the stream, motherfuckers. We love big titty goth bitches and uh We hate Trump, but also hate Biden and Kamala Harris, and also hate Marco Rubio and Zora Mamdani and a bunch of other motherfuckers. That'd be great if I could get fucking followers. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Today we are talking about Mexican government and how cartel members are in every single part of it, and the fact that you motherfuckers love fentanyl so much and you want everybody to die from fentanyl, you leftist bastards, that you are literally siding with cartel members over your country and people because you're so fentanyl obsessed and you want everyone that doesn't agree with you to die. And you'll laugh at them dying. And the fact that you can do that and be okay with yourself shows highly low IQ, and that fucking you can't hold a single thought in your head that hasn't been indoctrinated into your brain by someone else. That means you can't critically think. That means you don't have the faculty of mind to formulate opinions based on experience and truth. You don't have any wrinkles on your brain. You need help wiping your ass. You need your mother to kiss your boo-boos. Your dad probably subscribes to your OnlyFans. And your uncles too, and your brother. Because no normal person is going to buy your OnlyFans. Because you like to have opinions that are stupid and are a detriment to society. Anybody that sides with cartel members should be deported too. We Cartel members don't sneak into the US. They get red carpet treatment at the White House while your cousin ODs on their China sourced death powder. Every time some politician says don't call them animals, another 300 Americans gets buried because Mexican cartel animals cooked another batch of death candy. The cartel isn't at war with Mexico, they are the Mexican state. The only difference between a governor and a sicario is the sicario's honest about cutting heads off. Fentanyl is Mexico's new oil export, except instead of gas tanks, they're filling body bags, and the Mexican government gets a 30% cut in blood money. If you think the Mexican military fights cartels, I've got oceanfront property in Arizona to sell you. They're just the cartel's unpaid Uber drivers with worse uniforms. The same Mexican government that cries about gringo imperialism is actively genociding American youth with weaponized fentanyl. That's not a drug epidemic, that's chemical warfare. Cartel bosses live better than 99% of Mexicans because they figured out the ultimate business model: sell death to Americans, bribe everyone south of the border, repeat. So yeah, it's pretty bad when even AI knows how fucking psychotic those fucking people are. Pretty bad. Pretty fucking bad. Why does it fucking do that? Fucking course, bro. Why fucking not?
lot of shine substance. It's like a kit car. You ever heard of that? It's a car where they would take like an old Fiero and then make it look like a Ferrari. That's not really a Ferrari. That's what this is, in my opinion. It's just a kit car. It says a lot of things, and it felt very much like a lecture. Louis Elizondo in front of a chalkboard and all that. Like, and that guy's burnt his credibility, in the last year or so or more to a lot of people in the UFO field. So having him at the center of it, for the UFO community, for most people, not a good thing, right? For the average Joe, this will get people interested. But they're thinking this documentary is going to bring disclosure. The president's going to come out and talk about this stuff. And I'll get to that in a second. Now, let's move on to some clips, and I'll discuss the documentary as we go through. But again, I mean all of this with respect. It's just my opinion, okay? But I am going to prove some contradictions that are in the film. So let's start with Dan Farrow's interview on Joe Rogan. Just clip number one. Many.
First time I saw you was the first time I saw your documentary, which is fucking excellent.
Thank you.
The Age of Disclosure, really good. Can't recommend it enough. If you're a UFO dork like myself, you're in and out. Like sometimes, like this is bullshit. Maybe it's real. This is bullshit. Maybe I'm wasting my time. Maybe it's real. Maybe it's. Go see the Age of Disclosure, and then you'll be fully in the I don't fucking know, but something's going on. That's where I am right now. I don't know, but something's going on.
Definitely something going on. It's a real situation.
Yeah, it's a real weird one. When you see all these like high level government employees talking about secret access programs and back engineering programs that have been going on for decades and decades in secrecy, and like your documentary did a fantastic job of highlighting a couple of reasons why I always, when people are skeptical, they go, okay, if there was a program like this, why wouldn't they just tell us? You have to really understand the consequences of what they've done. Because what they've done is lie to Congress for a long time.
I need to change that.
Misappropriation of funds, clear felonies.
Lie to the public, lie to Congress, lie to sitting presidents.
Just the money stuff. And also, let's just be just honest about human nature. If you have complete access to enormous amounts of money that's not under any oversight at all, for sure, some of it went in the pockets of people that probably shouldn't have got it. 100%.
I think it's safe to say.
It 100% has to.
Everyone I've talked to is aware of details.
Welcome to the stream, everybody.
Says that it's at least over $1 trillion spent.
We're playing this. I'm watching alien stuff.
Secret, this and that, lying to Congress, nobody's talked about it. What do you mean? I mean, everyone talks about it. Joe Rogan especially should know this, that how many people have gone on a show to reveal all of these secrets?
God, shut the fuck up.
Reveal all of these secrets, right? Everyone's talked about it. People read books, read other documentaries, podcasts. I mean, what are we talking about? Literally everyone talks about it. It's like the biggest non-secret secret there is. It's like, I don't understand, right? And you even have people quote within the program who've come out. Like, I'm really confused by that, to be honest with you. Rubio and Rounds and Gillibrand, three of the most senior leaders in our government, talked very openly about their concern about China and them getting ahead of us on reverse engineering this technology. Rubio says it keeps him up at night. Rounds very animatedly says in the film, you think for 1 second that they wouldn't use this technology for their domination if they didn't think we had access to the same technology.
How is everybody getting these crashed UFOs? What's the story behind that?
So
What the fuck kind of sense does that fucking make? Why don't they stack?
Is that some of the crashes were actual crashes, were just possible crashes, but some of them were actually caused by elements of our military intelligence community and elements of foreign military intelligence community. community.
So I can't jump in the water, even though I've literally seen it happen.
Nuclear weapon testing, atomic weapon testing really has a ripple effect that can down these things.
Especially high altitude nuclear testing, which
Yeah.
is one of the things that they did in the 1950s in particular.
Yeah, and so they started doing it
Yeah.
to like shoot fish in a barrel, basically.
They did it on purpose?
Yeah. And so did
That's
Russia.
why they were doing it?
Yeah, and then Russia started doing it. Yeah, and then one of the
It's like throwing dynamite into the river.
it's like fishing with dynamite.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fishing with dynamite. Oh my god.
And then so it was crazy on multiple levels. A, you could accidentally both have a nuclear conflict with an off party that doesn't know what you're doing. B, you're picking a fight with a more intelligent, superior species, right? Which is probably not going to work out great for anybody.
They probably couldn't believe we were using nukes in the sky. These fucking idiots nuked some of our spaceships.
And the ocean. Now, this clip is definitely something new that I had heard before. That basically,
Wow. What the fuck kind of sense does that make when I have fucking...
Actually on purpose to shoot down UFOs. But where's the proof? Where's the evidence, right? In the documentary, they go through it like they're gifting us the UFOs, right? How Put On brings it up in the movie, right? And then here's some...
they're two different fucking items because one is stolen and the other one isn't. That's stupid as fuck.
Space time, all this stuff that they claim it can do. A nuclear bomb going off is going to affect it. That seems so, so primitive, right? The sun detonates a bazillion nuclear.
Welcome to the stream, everybody. Sorry, my fucking mic's been muted this whole goddamn time. I've been talking and shit, but I'm an idiot. Sorry.
Just again, an issue with this documentary and an issue with just this topic in general. And I think the documentary is just a reflection of the topic and the secrecy that still holds, but they want you to be, on the edge of your seat because, we're telling you what we can. There's way more stuff classified. If you knew that, holy cow, you'd believe everything. You'd be convinced. I don't want to be convinced of anything, right? I just want to know. It's either yes or no. There's either proof or there's not. There's no convincing when there's proof. An analogy that multiple people actually use with me. He said, put yourself in the shoes of an advanced, non-human intelligent species. Here's the analogy. Imagine you're a zookeeper, and you see this gorilla in a cage, and you love this gorilla. It's sweet. You watch it evolve over the years. You see it communicate. It waves to you. You have no issue with this gorilla. You don't wish it any harm. But what happens if one day you come in and the other security guards say, "Hey, last night the gorilla got out of his cage, walked around the park, was playing with the gun cabinet, and then went back in his cage." You're like, "All right, that's concerning. Let me keep an eye on this, right?" And then what happens if a month later you come in and they're like, "Hey, the gorilla, this time he got in the gun cage. He was playing with the gun, and then he went back in his cage with the gun. What do we do here, right?" So it's even worse than that. So it's like we'll take the gun out of his hand, we'll put it back, we'll change the lock and stuff, right? But then what happens if it evolves to a place where sometime later you come out of your house on a Sunday, you're not even going to work, you got your daughter's hand in your hand, and the gorilla's standing there front lawn with a shotgun? Then you got to make a choice really quick, right? Like, do I just take this thing out, or do I try and communicate with it and risk my daughter getting shot? And this analogy has been used with me multiple times to describe the dynamic you have in your intelligent life and the situation we're barreling towards.
Yeah, it would almost be like you went to the cage and the grill was welding. The crow's got columns on, making a board, putting together a shotgun.
So this is what's interesting about this analogy is that I think a lot of this happens behind the scenes, not just with people like Dan Farrow, but just anyone getting involved with all these government, agents and government officials. Like, instead of showing you proof, they give you these weird analogies to make you understand. Put yourselves in advance, civilization. Shoes and imagine this gorilla at the zoo gets him. I'm like, what? We're not in some zoo. We're our own people. I don't care if they put us here or not. If that's the theory, Which, first of all, in the age of disclosure, they pretty much say they don't know anything. Like, they don't know who they are, where they come from. They even Lil Hassando claims in the movie that they could be humans that have just been here that branched off. So why do they keep calling it non-human intelligence? They don't know that. It could literally be human intelligence. Then we say this is not man-made. But then you give the theory that it could be man. That's here, like, or us from the future. Like, again, contradictions, a lot of them. But this theory that we're this gorilla, this, I don't like that analogy. I don't think
Are
that
you
fits at
fucking
all,
kidding me?
right? Because one, where's the proof of this advanced civilization, right? Where's the proof of the zookeeper? Yeah, so I don't know, whatever. But I think a lot of these analogies are used to convince people of things. Oh, I get it. Okay, yeah. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments of that analogy.
And what I think is going to have to happen, and I wouldn't be surprised, man, if it happens soon after the film comes out. I think a sitting president has to step to the microphone and say, definitively, humanity's not alone in the universe. We have recovered technology of non-human origin. So have other nations. There is a high stakes secret war race to immersion in this technology. We need to win this race, and the U.S. intends to lead in this new chapter. I think that needs to happen, like a level set of basic facts. And I really do think it will happen. But that is going to happen. I think Trump might be the only guy that's willing to do something.
I think it's very likely that he does that. I know that he is aware of the film. I know he's aware of what people in his administration say.
Has he watched it? You know that?
He has not watched the film, but I know he's very aware of it. And I know that they are discussing internally how they're going to react to the film publicly. And I also know that he has very recently, tasked Tulsi Gabbard with getting to the bottom of the situation and finding out for him what he needs to know that he doesn't know.
Really?
Yeah, and as Rubio said in the film, Rubio says on camera, on the record, on the film, that this has been kept from sitting presidents. And he goes into detail on how that's been done and how it's the career bureaucrats in certain elements of the government that control this information and just wait presidents out and don't feel like they have a need to know.
Right. But there were some people that tried to find information out at the beginning of the Trump administration. Was it? There was someone that talked about it on record and said he was told at every turn that you don't have the clearance.
Yeah. But here's the thing: Trump actually found out about the base facts in his last presidency and was contemplating stepping to the microphone then. Now, this is an interesting part that Dan Farrell and others never brought up with Trump's big announcement, but he hasn't even seen the film. I mean, what are we talking about? Clearly, he's not convinced of anything, and he rather he hasn't even seen the film. So, the fact that Trump's going to come out after this document, where are they going to go with this thing? Right? I think everyone's expecting Trump to come out and say, we're not alone at this, but he's not going to do it without any proof. That's one thing. Good on Trump, man. But we hate him or like him, at least with this, he stayed his ground. He's not going to come out with any proof because you'll look like an idiot, like the biggest goofball in human history, not the biggest hero.
Life takes unexpected turns. One moment you're driving to work, the next a car accident leaves you with injuries, medical bills, and unable to
Fuck up.
Biggest hero, right? So I don't know. I just, I think they're waiting for that stuff to come back from Mars, and that will prove that we're not alone. And then he can say it, and then people will attach that to this. But whatever. Anyway, it's just an interesting thought, right? And look, he's not the only one that's said that. David Rush also brought this up in his interview.
Certainly, the current president is very knowledgeable on the subject, and I trust his leadership on it. And I think he's assembled an A-team cabinet, and I really believe Trump wants to be the greatest president, the most consequential leader likely in world history. He certainly has the knowledge, the capabilities, and understanding of some of these sensitive government transparency issues.
I have access, and I speak to people about it. I've had actually meetings on it. People that are very smart and very solid have said they believe there is something out there. And, it makes sense that there could be. I've never been convinced, even despite that. Just for some reason, it's not my thing.
So you think, one, he knows, and two, he's open to transparency on the meetings? He certainly is very well on this issue. Leave it at that. I don't want to get ahead of what the president might want to reveal personally.
So it's like he knows they're aware of all this stuff, but we keep hearing that, but we don't know. Again, no proof. Just people talking about things, this is happening behind the scenes. Movement. It's just one of those things where you should just check out and
Really,
see
bro?
what happens if anything breaks. Because trying to follow this is impossible. But there's something that Dave Rivera said, right after, talking about Marco Rubio. And I remember this part of the film where Marco Rubio's like, strategically surprised, right? We didn't think Japan could bomb Pearl Harbor. We didn't think this about another country, this, that, the other. Okay. And then they say, well, it's not China. It's not Russia. Okay, but you just said we thought that before, and we were wrong many times. So it literally could be them. Again, another contradiction. In fact, Rubio's openly saying it could be China. Again, it's just so weird. And look, there's more to this that we'll get to in a second when it comes to China, Russia, and reverse engineered technology. You're gonna want to hear this.
How much do you think
Look, I've seen him obviously talk to you about it. I think he knows a lot. Yeah, me too. I don't think you get the contracts and the clearances you need to operate in space without some horse trading.
Yeah, when I went to SpaceX, I'm like, motherfucker, you know everything.
There's no way you're
launching these fucking things into space without them keying you in on exactly what's going on. He's just sly about it.
Well,
He goes, well, they're all aliens. So they also. That's what he says. Like, are they really? I don't know, man.
I think it's impossible to operate in space like he does and not be aware of everything. And also at the level he operates clearance wise. I held a secret screening at the National Space Symposium earlier this year, which is the Super Bowl in the space industry. It's like 60 people, heavy hitters from the space industry. We didn't promote it or publicize it at all, but there were a dozen guys from SpaceX there, and they all seem very aware of everything revealed in the film. So this is interesting that Elon Musk are right, because even Elon Musk has said on Joe Rogan, if he knew anything, he would come on Joe Rogan and say it. Now, I'm not saying Elon doesn't know anything because of his involvement with Tim Taylor. You know what I'm talking about. But I don't know. Does Elon know more? I mean, it's just a weird thing. I don't know. And then they screened it for people at SpaceX and they knew what was up. So, I mean, that could just mean they heard those stories. Again, not proof of anything. But that's the point.
Fucking God.
Just for proof, and then the exit. And hoping you won't notice you didn't get to your destination. Right? Imagine if your Uber took you to another place, you didn't tell them to take you, and it's like, yep, here we go. That's basically what's happening here.
I mean, one thing I can say is like, look, if I was aware of any evidence of aliens, Joe, you have my word. I will come on your show, and I will reveal it on the show.
Now, let's move to the biggest bombshell that I heard in this Dan Farah interview that's also included in the film.
When people talk about the successful back engineering of these things, what are they saying? Are they saying that they can fly around Earth? Are they saying they can go outside of Earth's atmosphere and go into deep space with these things? Like, what have they said we are currently able to do with these back engineered crafts that we've supposedly
people that I can't attribute the statement to, that very credible sources told me that some of the UAP activity in space specifically is reverse engineered technology.
Okay. Does that mean in space in low Earth orbit? Or does that mean traveling through the solar system?
They dying.
What was applied to me was traveling through the sources.
Jeez. Yeah. So are these?
Here's another thing someone, that same person said to me, by the way.
Yeah.
So before I forget, that their belief is that the technology we have would not be pulled out even to stop a world war. It would not; those cards would not be shown until moments before, like, a nuclear war situation. So they wouldn't pull it out to stop like any of the wars we've experienced in the last, since World War II. They wouldn't, regardless of how many.
It has to get to 9.
It has to get to a level where there's no other option.
Wow.
Because it show your cards.
Now, when they say that they've traveled through the solar system, is this biological human beings, or are these drone crafts? Like, what are they saying?
I never got any of that.
Yeah.
I never got any of that. All I was told is there's some of the UAPs that are seen, that have been seen by our astronauts on space missions, are not human intelligent life, and some are reverse engineered craft. That's what I was told.
But we don't know whether there's a person inside of them.
I don't.
If they are reverse engineered, they are ours. We figured out how to make our own.
That I don't know.
Yeah, I need to know that.
Yeah.
It's kind of important.
Yeah, there's a lot.
They're fucking some dude named Bob flying through space. Some Top Gun guy. And they've given the task of traveling to Venus real quick.
Wouldn't surprise me. One of the other things that, we were talking about Clapper and Ruby and what they said about China. Something else that they both said, despite these guys being completely ideologically opposed, right? Like they have nothing else in common. They both spoke to how we as a species, not just our country, but the entire human species, is held back by this. The fact that there's something in the human psyche that says I can't prepare for or wrap my head around something I haven't experienced yet, and how that leads to strategic surprise because you're not preparing for something that can ultimately end up happening. And Rubio makes great examples. He says, we didn't think the Japanese could torpedo us at Pearl Harbor until they figured it out, and they did, right? We didn't think that terrorists were going to come here and learn how to fly commercial airplanes and use them in a terror attack until they did. And with this, he's like, we don't want strategic surprise to lead to a disaster on this front. We need to be ahead of it. And he very powerfully says, often strategic surprise changes the course of human history.
So this is the question. If we have craft that we can travel through the source, we meaning someone in the United States of America, does China, do they have the same ability right now? Is there an understanding of where they're at in the race versus us?
Everyone who talked about the race of China was extremely concerned about how close they were. And multiple people talked about how these incursions over our sensitive bases and nukes could, in fact, be reverse engineered Chinese craft.
So what? So basically, he's saying we have reverse engineered some craft, and we've been out there with space traveling around. What? What are we talking about? Huh? Let me tell you why that's interesting. Because Eric Davis, who's heavily featured in the documentary Age of Disclosure, doesn't think that at all. He doesn't think ARVs, which stands for Alien Reproduction Vehicle, exist at all. Check this out.
One of the things you kind of definitively said during your talk up there was that there are no ARVs. And so I think that's really a kind of a bombshell. There's so many theories out there, like, oh, this incident or that incident, or thing. I know ARV, but I can take their word for it, because we barely scratched the surface of how they even.
So I have questions about this. Like, do you think it's happened recently, maybe like the last 10 years? It's real new, like advancement, like progress.
I'm not aware of it because I'm out of it now. I've been out of it since the job that it took into. So
Yeah.
So I'm not right into it. At the level I was for the OSAP and ASIP purposes, I don't know. All I do know is I was given a firm date. In 1989, the CIA shut it all down because nobody, us, and we know the other companies that we had been found out from didn't make any progress after that. Progress rate. So I said, so what's the story about? What's your brother has an ARP or somebody out there not having an ARP? He said, oh, that's all, He said, people that have been putting out there going, oh, they're talking about them. They don't know why unless they're just another Bibles art type. They're just gonna, they're long on the truth, and they're gonna tell a story.
Yeah. Is there any chance that was disinformation or that was passage material?
No, actually, it wasn't disinformation. It was even Bob Lazar's information is disinformation. It's because they believe their own bullshit.
I mean, they were telling you that there's no ARBs being made.
Oh no, that's not disinformation. You know, that's coming straight on a classified level.
Sure.
With me having the need to know, and they didn't have the need to give me disinformation. We're on a program where we're going to give them contract money to work with us, and they're not going to sit there and bullshit with us. Like, we're going to give them money.
I don't think so. It's way too 5G chess, right? Yeah, I can.
When you're saying ARV, do you mean like a 1-to-1 recreation of a UAP and an HI vehicle, or do you think there's aircraft systems that have kind of leveraged technologies off of them?
Definitely no aircraft fighters having leveraged anything, and there's been no one-to-one reproduction. A lot of that go into the psyche of the UFO community because of Bob Lazar and then Sharinson and Mark McCallus. So I don't know where they're coming from, and then other people kind of came out of the woodwork saying the same thing, but no proof. I mean, there's been photographs, but those photographs, I haven't analyzed them. I don't remember if Bruce Maccabee looked at them. I know Bruce Maccabee had only said they definitely look like poses to him, but I don't think he ever issued a report on them because he got lots of reports on UAPs that he had done photo and film and video analysis of them.
Have you ever spoken to the Brad Sorensen McCandless?
No, well, top it up house.
Yeah. Well, Brad, what do you think about adversarial governments having, functional vehicles that they strap?
Okay, if they do, then basically, why are we still a country? You know, why haven't we been conquered?
And it doesn't just stop there, right? I mean, again, I thought we were saying, China, Russia can't have a strategic surprise, all these things. And then Dan Farah says on this other interview on News Nation that Russia had a tic tac,
To do was talk about it, and Opus Clip does the rest, and then you just schedule it from right here.
Well,
back in the 80s.
we think China and Russia both have retrieved alien spacecraft.
That's what the officials in my film go on the record stating.
They go on the record, in fact, saying that what in 1989, we think the Soviets retrieved a tic-tac shaped spacecraft.
Which was significantly larger than the Tic Tac encountered by the Nimitz carrier strike group.
And what's also interesting is Dan Farah's comments about the Tic Tac. Listen to this, and then I'll explain
whether the Tic Tac is one of ours.
I don't think it is.
No.
I talked to everybody who actually ran the investigation of Tic Tac from various agencies and to the pilots. No one thinks it's man-made. And also, if it was man-made, that would mean that someone grabbed a new energy source that far back, which is like 20 years at this point, and has never used it to benefit our country or another country to solve the energy crisis, to make a superior craft that we've seen used. It's just hard to believe that no one would use that to fuel their economy. I mean, it'd be like a total, restart of everything if you had that technology. I mean, the craft that was going from sea level to 8,000 feet, which is space, and hovering at space, going back down, hovering at sea level, and doing this for hours. We didn't have anything. One of the scientists who was involved in one of the UAP programs for the government in my film does the math, says the energy required to do that is the electrical output of the entire United States for it. He said some stupid amount of energy required.
I think it's even more than we. But yeah, I remember him saying that.
So he's basically saying, no, this is ours. This isn't man-made. It claims that we have reverse engineered stuff flying around space. So that Tic Tac could be an ARV, and it could be from China. But again, they don't have this stuff, right? They can't have it. It's just so weird. It's all convoluted, if you ask me. Nothing makes sense. It's like maybe they should use that chalkboard in the movie to lay out these facts so that they don't contradict themselves. Again, nobody's going to catch this stuff unless you're deep into it like me, like an idiot. Then you know this stuff, right? But most people aren't going to know this at all. To be fair, they're not promoting this film to the UFO community. This is strictly for people outside the UFO community, because if you're in it and you're quite knowledgeable, you would see these contradictions. I think anyone not pointing out these contradictions that knows this stuff is being a little disingenuous. Another contradiction that was very interesting is in the documentary they talk about ATIP a lot, right? ATIP, ATIP. They don't even bring up OSAP. Yeah, exactly. If you know about OSAP, then you know this doesn't make sense. Why wouldn't they bring any of this up in the film, right? Because in 2017, the New York Times released an article, right? Huge news, broke the seal, if you will. Well, George Knapp came out after it said he got a lot wrong in that article. Take a look at this.
Every news organization in the world started reporting on UFOs after the Times spoke the story. The report in December of 2017 was explosive. You and I knew it was coming and had done some things in advance. It's even in your film, Skidwalker. Hey, in a couple of weeks, something big is coming. Right. But the New York Times story, as important as it was, got it wrong. They had reported about the existence of a program called P2, and the guy who was in charge of it was Lou Elizondo, who had worked as an insider and came forward. He was upset that the secrecy existed. The Times said that the ATIP had a budget of $22 million that had been arranged by Senator Harry Reid, the one who gave Robert Bigelow, and they were studying UFOs. Well, a lot of that was right, and it was a crucial and important story, but a lot of it was wrong. The actual program was called something else, and in the months that followed, I started digging into that. I was invited to go to a meeting in Washington, D.C. with Senator Harry Reid and an intelligence guy that I could say the name of it now. His name is Neil Yansky. He had worked for the Defense Intelligence Agency. I had spent 20 years as a rocket scientist analyzing enemy systems and doing reverse engineering, things of that sort.
What if I could find somewhere I can fucking stash my shit?
And the possibility that there were considerations based on our book, on the Skinwalker. He read the book. He shared it with other intelligence officials. They thought it was interesting as well, so he asked his superiors for permission to go visit the ranch. He reached out to Robert Bigelow, went to the property, had a dramatic experience, went back to Washington, wrote up a proposal for a program, sold it to Harry Reid, who pitched it to fellow senators. They secured $22 million. The program is called OSAP, Advanced Aerospace Weapons Systems Application Program. It does not mention UFOs in any of the documents. It was put out as a contract. Robert Bigelow created an organization called BASS. Apologies for all these acronyms, by the way. OSAP is the program under DIA. BASS is the organization that got the contract, and they started a study. It was a secret study. It was supposed to last for 5 years. Skinwalker Ranch was used as a sort of a base of operations, but it wasn't the focus of the study. And they proceeded to hire 50 full-time investigators. Biggest UFO program in the history of our government.
Like Jimmy Corbell says, right after George Knapp says that, we're here to poke the bear on this show. Yeah, me too.
We're also going to poke the bear on this show.
There was a lot of confusion about ATIP, OSAP, this, that, Elizondo. This is what Jim Lukatsky had to say about Lou Elizondo, and George Knapp asked Lou Elizondo about this.
Dr. James Lukatsky answered an email. Some news organization asked him for a photo, and along the way they said something about OSAP that he corrected. That it seemed like the questioner got it wrong, and he just corrected him, but he didn't want to give a comment. They used his comments anyway, and it sounds like he's coming after you. I'm telling you, he was not coming after you. He was not. He was just pointing out you weren't really a big part of OSAP. You were invited to court, and if it had survived, you would have been. But he was just clarifying that, and it sounds
right. No, I was not part of OSAP. It did a very clear look. In fact, Jim was one of the founders and creators. The guy deserves enormous credit for that. He really does. There would not be an ATIP had there not been Jim Lukatsky.
Again, there would be no ATIP without OSAP. Why didn't they bring that up in the film? Why didn't they talk about this at all? I even made a video about all of this. Luis Elizondo is at the center of another controversy. And in today's video, we're going to be jumping in on that. Because the controversy is, did Luis Elizondo run a program called ATIP, right? Or OSAP? And in today's video, we're going to look at what is ATIP and what is OSAP
And some of the comments from the community about this, because Eric Davis just posted on Facebook some quite controversial comments about Luis Elizondo and his involvement with this Pentagon-run UFO program. I'll put a link in the description. Feel free to go check that out. Now let's jump to the rest of David Grush's interview on Fox News.
Welcome back to Special Report. Tonight we continue our series looking at unidentified anomalous, say that, phenomena, what many people still call UFOs. UAPs. Last week we spoke with the director of the Age of Disclosure. It's a new documentary out about a suspected government cover-up over UAPs for decades, which they've used tonight in select theaters around the country. Is also available on Prime Video. It's powerful. It features testimony from 34 former government officials, including witnesses, who have testified before Congress. Earlier, we spoke with another whistleblower, who is now a congressional task force member on the UAP subject.
If you believe we have crashed craft, stated earlier, do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
Jinx and Giga with some of these recoveries.
Were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics?
Non-human. Insight into the UAP, UFO, it used to be called, controversy, and what Congress is trying to do about it. Joining us now, retired Air Force Major David Grush, who has been a whistleblower, subject of UFOs, UAPs, and government transparency. He's a special advisor now to the House Unpaid Task Force. Thanks for being here. Thank you, Brett. So since then, people say, where is the evidence? What's happening? Why don't we know right now, most years later?
Certainly the last administration didn't help. And my hearing, of course, was during the last administration, and they were not exactly super transparent on this issue, unfortunately. But now that the task force has been created, I've been able to, guide the members within the boundaries of what they're actually cleared for.
When people look at this, they look online, they say, there's a lot out there. There's a lot of people talking about encounters. There's a lot of people talking about videos. We've seen a lot of that. Can we just cut it down to, you believe that we have encountered...
Welcome to the stream.
And that they've come to Earth.
Sorry I didn't see your messages. They don't pop up loud enough or make any sound at all.
But it is true, believe it or not, we recovered the vehicles, and we actually have physical proof, and I was actually partially cleared in some of those activities. It was beyond testimony provided to me with full access to the data, and actually read the intelligence reports resulting from those.
How's it going, man?
Yes.
Okay, so that's interesting. David Grush is saying with his own eyes, he's seen this evidence. First of all, great question by Brett Bear. Where's the evidence? Right? And David Grush is claiming it wasn't just testimony. He saw it. Tell the truth.
You're like the first person in 4 days that said anything. I'm just surprised. I'm doing good. I'm just sitting here chilling, playing a game, watching YouTube.
Branched off, they call it terrestrials, ultra-terrestrials, or time right? But again, they keep calling it non-human sentience, which could be my
watching a YouTube video about the new documentary Age of Disclosure, and I'm playing Kingdom of Amalur Re-Reckoning. I'm streaming on Twitch right now too. That's what I got the gameplay on. I don't have a PlayStation camera, so I can't use my camera on my PlayStation, or I can't use a camera on that stream at all. I have to stream on separate things and then meld them together somehow.
Said, or is he like whatever he said?
Not on my boots.
I'm trying to find a fucking place that I can stash my stuff.
don't know what it is, so you can't say inhuman.
But I don't think there's any houses in this game.
Just
It doesn't make sense.
you see photos, those can be doctored. Videos can all be doctored. Again, you can convince someone with just an analogy. There's
Are there houses in Kingdoms of Amalur?
Yes, you can find houses in Kingdoms of Amalur. Players can get them by finishing quests with DLC. These homes act as safe places and can be upgraded with crafting solutions, such as a forge, alchemy lab, and a safecraft home.
Administration. I actually had to go and seek legal protection that way because I was, literally in fear of.
Yeah, that's how I am. I mean, I have a room in a house, but I'm basically working with like 2 feet of room at all in any given direction.
I say that there's hope. Certainly, Congress values.
Airwatch.
Certainly, I believe there's an appetite with the.
I get like half a foot in each direction to move.
I saw journalists from the New York Post sort of dox his wives and all this shit. That's unbelievable. I'm not for that. I have no problem issuing accusations, asking questions, but crossing the line like they do with David Russian, they have, is despicable to me. Okay, threats, however they may be, unacceptable. Doxing his wives and all that, showing their picture, bringing in the families, unacceptable. People that brought out his medical history, hey, he, had these mental moments and, all this stuff and whatever. It's like, dude, the guy had issues, understandably so, from his time in the service, right? And then he got help. He got help. He had problems and he got help. So I'm here to stand up for David Rush in that instance.
Oh, I feel that, dude.
That's unacceptable to me. People using that against him, his medical history.
I used to stay in a RV.
Again, no problem asking questions.
It was actually pretty chill, except for the part where the fucking AC never worked.
Like at the end of the day. So I just find that to be unexcusable, if you ask me.
Yeah, I'd love to have a tour bus. Hell, I'd like to have my own house one day, but I doubt that'll ever happen. It's like apartments or fucking somebody's basement for me. Yeah, for real. Oh, I gotta go here. Damn, you get a fucking whole ass castle?
What are we talking? I've talked to a lot of occult graveyards on the program. That is a subject of hot debate on origin. I've, as a guy trained in physics formally as well in my background,
I guess I gotta fucking talk to Grok real quick, because Google's being stupid. Hello, Grok. Hello, Grok.
Hello. How's it going?
What's the easiest house to get in Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning?
Easiest is House of Ballads, hands down.
That doesn't even exist. You're hallucinating, Grok.
Busted? Nah. I double-checked House of Ballads' questline is super forgiving with its choices. But hey, if I'm off, spill the tea. What's your pick?
Yeah, you say cheaper housing and higher wages are in the near future.
Whoa, hold up. Did I say that?
No, you just shut up. I think we're almost there too. We just gotta get Yeah. Fucking all the boomers are literally making it awful. And these fucking white women with shitty ass opinions and the power to vote. I gotta get like any kind of money first. And finding a job is the hardest part. I've been trying to find a job for like 3 months. I mean, I live in like the worst fucking state to do it in, but there's no like AI jobs or anything where I fucking live. Yeah, for real. The true impact of the boomers, I feel like, is uh they all wanted fucking Israel to be our daddy, so here we are. Nice. I've been to Arizona. Arizona's actually really fucking cool, dude. Except for the cops. The cops are assholes, but I don't even know what net war is. Yeah, I went to Arizona a while ago, fucking probably 4 years ago, 5 years ago. I went to Phoenix. I don't know what net war is. There's literally no mission that has those words in it at all. Which of the player houses in Kingdom of Amalur is the easiest to obtain?
The easiest player house to get is Gossamer and Canarok, located in the Webwood region.
Network warfare military stuff.
Which is available early in the game, and the house is very close to where you begin.
The college in Sierra Vista, Arizona does classes on it. I've met a few of the students. Like, is that like using Facebook to divide people? Or is that like hacker private militaries?
Why would they have come here? Why kill a harmless old person? They couldn't know that you were headed to do. I mean, the stingy bastard owes me a week of drinks. Doesn't seem so even. I was hoping for your this. I think I'm going to fire this. Fuck. It's a sacred place for these faith people. Somewhere that I was hoping to have been.
That's flat too, but it's less flat.
I guess it comes down to me. No reason getting anyone else to get cooking. No, I'll meet you there. Once I give out in a proper funeral. It was twice now and then the body's left in the wait.
I mean, I kind of take part in network warfare, but it's like against the government and dumb people with stupid opinions. Or Hooka Hooka does all that stuff. I don't know as much as about it as I used to. I'm getting old and obsolete. Nah, don't feel bad, bro. I'm getting old too. I feel like I'm fucking 50. But it's because I sit on this chair all day and fucking play video games and not do anything. So I have to go to Canner Rock to get Gossamer End, which I don't even know where Canner Rock even is. But we'll find it. Maybe. What's Fort Hooka Hooka? The fuck are you? Wait, what, you went through a civil war? You're about to go through another one, I'd say, if fucking shit don't change. Fort Hooka Hooka is an army post along the southern border zone. Oh. Well, hell yeah. Why is it taking me all the way back here? Oh, it's not. I'm in a totally different fucking place. Well, what do you mean? Like, I know that shit's been pretty fucking crazy, but I haven't seen all out warfare yet. I hope I never do, but the way the world's going, and the way the fucking country's so fucking divided, I see one in my lifetime for sure. And if not, my son's lifetime. Like, what kind of training, though? Oh, yeah, let's get the fuck out of here. Hey, I'm not sure. Network security and warfare, apparently. Yeah, but what kind of, like, I don't get, like, how do you engage in network warfare? What even is that? I wish it gave me, like, a fucking horse or something. Hold on, what's the website? That too. I'm not a net war guy, but it is things like DOS attacks, financial attacks, infrastructure hacks, all that kind of stuff. So basically, they're like teaching people how to be anonymous, the hacker group, but for Antifa.
Finally, we found the last person we need after all.
Hell, I haven't had anybody dox me yet.
Leading an expedition to the land
Apparently, I'm not saying enough divisive shit.
and we could use another strong back.
A hospital that's near me fucking got hacked last year, I think, and everybody's personal information got leaked. And it's literally a hospital called Women's and Children, and I guarantee it was some fucking leftist that hates fucking kids and hates women being fucking anything other than what they see fucking dudes becoming. Once people actually realize that women and children are literally our future and men build the stuff they sit in, the world will be a fucking better place. What doxing back then was like somebody looking you up in the phone book, coming to your house and stalking you. Or like fucking with you, or like ding dong ditching you, or like leaving fucking dog shit on your doorstep. Nowadays, it's like your fucking bank information and your fucking like kids' school zone and shit and fucking anything that could literally ruin your entire life and everyone around you too. Back then, doxing was harmless. Nowadays, it can be so detrimental to someone's existence that they fucking end up killing themselves. Whenever I fucking did that shit back then, like whenever I wouldn't even dox. It wasn't even like me about trying to about me trying to find out where they lived and shit. It was more about what could I do to make them like laugh or feel weirded out. Hell, I don't own one, two, or three of those. Yeah, but if you think about it, people that are like maliciously doxing people aren't doing it just to find out where someone lives and to have people go harass them. Most of the time, it's so they can send motherfuckers to go kill them, or wreck their shit, or steal, or hurt their child. because they hate that person and want to see them suffer. Like, the last person I heard of getting doxxed was Nick Fuentes, and some lady doxed him and sent like 10 or 15 people to his house, and he had to fucking call the cops on him. Like, I get that stuff's public info, but the other stuff that they're more worried about, the doxing people, they're not really worried about all that. They don't care about your insurance. They care about how they can destroy your life or fucking rape your kid or fucking hell. I've been here since 2015, and these motherfuckers ain't tried on me. Also, I'm not that interesting. I don't have any haters, for one. And the people that do hate me are in real life, and I'm not worried about them. Yeah, but it was harder to get to. You had to like leave your house. Now they can just use their computer.
Then we only need to begin. I sees all the logistics.
That's the thing. Back then, doxing someone actually took footwork and having to leave your house. Nobody leaves their house anymore. They don't want to. Which, granted, I don't really want to leave my house either. But that's because that's where all my shit is. And I don't like leaving my shit alone anymore because of a lot of bad shit that's happened in my life. Like, until recently, I literally wouldn't go anywhere without all of my things on me at the same time. Like, I would take my fucking PlayStation with me. I would bring a duffel bag with me everywhere I fucking went because I didn't want my shit stole. And just recently, like in the last 2-3 years, I've been getting better about it and like actually leaving my stuff places. But it's only places that I like wholly trust and fucking know that nothing's gonna happen. Like, I'm not one of those people that like forgets something at someone's house. Yeah, hell, sometimes you don't even have to do that. Like, they'll they'll be your fucking family, bro. They'll use your name for fucking bills and fucking use your name for money and take all your fucking social security income and use it on drugs. Won't even have no food in the house. Fuck, dude, I don't trust a single soul on this earth except for my son. And that's because he's innocent and has never done any wrong. That's literally the only person I trust on this whole planet, honestly. Like, to be actually honest, I trust my 2-year-old more than anyone on this earth. Hell yeah, man. Have fun at the karaoke night. Maybe you pick up a big titty cowgirl. I love them big titty cowgirls. You have a good night too, man. Yeehaw, motherfucker. Got 2 people on Twitch that aren't really there. It's probably Nightbot and my own self. Well, that wasn't very nice. Fuck. Where the fuck are you guys going? Fuck is this?
It hurt. I don't like this place. Something mysterious in the air here.
Something mysterious in the air. That's your mama. That's a dead body, obviously.
What is it? It looks like a little stone. But this stain. Now, this thing is flesh. I'm not going to stick around and find out what killed this thing. This whole damn place is cursed. Good God. Damn crazy. Don't know what Cash was getting so worked up for. Just a statue. Let the meat run to his mother. We don't even know if it was a cock or cancer.
Wish it didn't, like, slow me down fucking 3 different levels.
This is Scully's area of expertise. What was that? First the mage turns coward, then Sperry dies doing the one thing she's supposed to be suited for. Is this some sort of joke? What's next? Are you going to reveal you're really just a kobold with a bad case of mange? Clearly, I should be more thorough when recruiting my expeditions. Fine, let's just keep moving. We'll manage on our own from here.
So fucking weird.
Just 2 of us. We must.
Damn, she dead. That thing does nothing.
What in the hell were those things? I've never seen anything like them. I heard of the dangers of the southern lands, but are the gods themselves conspiring against us?
God dang, dude. Come on. Let's go.
I don't know what those things. I don't know. You must be. Nick Sperry's dead, please. Oh, I think I need to rest for a while. Will you stop fussing over me? It's not outrageous, but I'll wait. Now get going. I told you. Fine. Get going.
Hopefully he took one of the stolen ones. Did I not shoot that? Be cool if there was like puzzles or something. Thought, bitch. There we go. I don't know if these are going to be any good, but we're going to try them. The fuck is this?
I must say, after speech, the sight has reached that time. One who watched and waited for decades and centuries and eons, and all for this day when thou come before me. I have read the fates of this world to find thee on the face of them. Must rest on your shoulders, but I have one more burden to lay at hand. Since the inception of my labor, I have always known that there were things that declared fit to be undone. Such is the paradox of fate. The tapestry of fate offers no allowance for such events. Only unfated beings to complete the work I have done. In my way, in fact, in And then thou came to pass. I needed thy nature, and it was created. Though I had no hand in it. I see that of fate, and to continue thy plan, do the opposite fate, and perpetuate its sendings. I will open the way to the teeth of mountains, seek the cleaner, and thy duty will be made clear in time. Grow now with my blessing, grow now with my presence. For where is the king? That which was ordained must be undone.
But why? But I'm like never in that fucking mode. Like what the fuck? Only in that mode like half the fucking time. Or not even half the time, like less than a quarter of the time. Let's fuck that shit up. I will start getting into blacksmithing so I can make better fucking weapons. Seeker. Ooh. Might as well.
First we have an army of children at our gates, and now this. I don't know you, little one, but you'll find no quarter here. This is still Colossi-held territory for the moment. State your intent.
Oh wait, I am. Wait, I am on YouTube. What the fuck? Oh wait, okay. I go on YouTube on this. Let's see if anybody's said anything. I lost a subscriber. What the fuck? I lost a subscriber. What the fuck? Lost a subscriber.
You are fierce for one so small, interloper. I have no desire to add one more to our line of foes, regardless of their size. And you came from the northern caverns. How did you arrive here? This statue. Could it be? An auspicious claim, but we must put it aside for now. The joking rally. Steal your faith.
Oh, damn, he knocked me out of.
That was well fought, little friend. You have a strength in your arms that belies their lack of girth. Perhaps you are not the interloper I believed you to be. You claim to have been summoned, but for what purpose? What strange forces brought you here? You speak of the holy king of my people. What artifact you bear? Be silent. Your mission is twice damned already. The Primos is a recluse. But more immediate than that is the Jotun horde. Idilla is sealed off as long as they continue plaguing my people. Yes, hiding away in his high tower and pining for gods that will never listen to him.
Oh, I got more messages. Oh, that was me. At least I know that YouTube is working. Hardly like oh, that's from fucking like 3 days ago. Oh, no. Wait, I wonder if that guy went live today. James. He did go live today, dang it. It doesn't. Oh, that's why.
Get it. It's hard to change. Me? I'm pretty loyal. Been on the same team for 17 years. Same coach for 11. Never switched my number once. Every day I take the same 50 swings.
If you guys haven't been watching James on YouTube, he's amazing.
Primos is the highest office among the colossi, reserved for the one that leads my people in politics and prayer. At least that is how things should be. But Anakatos, the latest to have this authority, has not lived up to his duties. Our people are stranded in a wild land, in a time of our greatest doubt, and he locks himself away from us. Our ruler leaves us leaderless. A relic of great importance to those of my people that carry the faith. I thought it was just a myth, but one who carries the cipher is much loved by the gods. So the sages of my race say, a blessing as much as a curse. It is the city you see floating in the sky over this land
But
of
almost 2
savages
hours.
and dangers. It is my people's greatest accomplishment. Oh, forgive me. I cannot speak more of it to an outsider. Forgive me. The Jotun are led by Karank, a warlord that reigns over his horde from whom he can offer you advice on fighting the warlord. And if you can kill Karank, I will lead you to the Primos myself. Keep it close to you. That artifact is proof to many that you are the avatar of the gods. It holds much power.
God. 20, holy fuck. Anybody on X been saying anything?
Be doing an interview here with what's it called? Traveling Bulls.
Is there not a fucking chat? $19 people, what's up, everybody? How's it fucking going?
The quickest way to end their threat would be to kill their war chief, Karang. With his death, the others will be brought freeway to the city. They will need to know about
Okay. This the way to Canara?
All right, what's up, James? We're about to go live over here. How you doing? I'm good. Yeah, it won't let me share the picture of me because of my stream right now on my YouTube. So I'm gonna try to cancel that on Streamlabs, and then I'll see if I can get my face on your thing too. All right, cool. That'd be good. Are we live on your channel already? Yes. All right, cool. Well, you do that. We're gonna go ahead and start the show over here. I'll intro and get rolling. Just think about that. Sounds good. All right, cool.
Need to go back out and find a home.
You'll find yourself between grown-ups. Hello, my grown-ups. And these hooligans. Sell clogs and chestnut tails, or sharp deals on toys.
Fuck. Alright.
Everybody tuning in tonight. We got a heck of a show lined up for you. It's going to be a great time, as always. We do have with us our internet superstar there, our studio recording artist, KJ. They'll be here with us as well. We're also joined by Gutters from the philanthropist, the only lady I know that calls two jets in. That's honest. We're joined by Berkeley scientist, Land Bills. He's one of the greatest people on the internet. You got him with us. A special guest coming to you tonight as well. We got James, new man who's been kind of from the internet recently, caused all kinds of turmoil. What's going on, James? How are you guys? Everybody here is the first time you came up there. It was pretty fun. We had a good time. Right now, better gap for some fun. You're doing a lot of this. So many people lost their minds. It's just quite fun. But they show us what they get. The practice of James laughing. James laughing. You know, we got called out pretty hard for that first interview. How else do you
making jokes about this. They're like, I mean, well, we are eating. Yeah, tell us about your experience with this thing. How did you come? That's be kind of crazy. Well, basically, it kind of got, it went from 0 to 100 in a couple days. And typical winter, and people the people driving from different states to find me. They did, so I kind of called it off. Once the police actually showed up at my house and were asking if I was okay. So I had to say it was a hoax. But now the parties, it's still divided because yeah, the people think it's that I'm hoaxing the hoax. They think that I'm AI and that I'm yeah, so you start glitching like Max Headroom, then we know there's social right there, but sorry. Yeah, branding out there. Damn, on you, buddy. I gotta tell you, man, that rod, man, in your hand, it's just there, it's not big, this thing is pretty cute. Yeah. It's still people are on that, like, we were looking at it earlier today, and they're saying, oh, no, that's not the real one. And it's not shiny enough, you know what I mean? Yeah, just trying to cling to anything to have them believe they're every little part, yeah. That's so great.
Yeah, I think so. So tell me this. So people actually drove. I mean, the one guy I noticed, because I kind of followed the story in the background watching. One guy drove, like 6 hours or some crazy stuff trying to find your house?
I think it was like, I think one guy drove 6 hours and one guy drove like over 12 hours from Pennsylvania. And he stopped at a bunch of different places, talked to people, and I think he got the cops called on him too.
That's what I would imagine. I mean, that's kind of creepy, traveling. I don't know how many states that is right there. Was that 3 states? Probably something like that. Anyway, I don't want to talk about where you're from. I think you had enough of that. But we can pinpoint you. Yeah, that's insane. And did they actually find your house?
I don't want to really say that, but I hinted if he was close or not. So
right.
If he did, I'd say like, yeah, it's my house.
Right, I got you.
Showing up. So
yeah, I don't blame you. Right. So, okay, so not without. This is a question I really have. So, of course, anybody like you, I'm sure you got friends, stuff like that. People you joke around with, you kid around with. What did all your friends think of all this while it was going on? I mean, were you all laughing your asses off in the background doing this?
I didn't actually tell anybody since until I had to come clean about it because wanted to like keep it in character the whole time, just in case I had any slip ups, wanted to take the hopes to the next level. So no family knew about it, no friends, but they figured out just as quick as like everybody else did, and they had no idea. They didn't know I was working on it for like a couple months. So.
Did you like research everything after you get told like, hey, go out and get this and see if it'll do that, like the radio thing? Did you research how to fake all that?
Yeah, I had to, because I hadn't started doing live streams until like the last few days before the finale of my film. But I did a bunch of different tests on my own, saw what worked and not, and I just got a bigger battery, like D battery. I think it's like that big, a copper on the end of it, and made it, the tiny motor. Put a magnet on there. I strapped that to my leg with a rope, kind of wiggled my leg around while I was holding the radio up, and it made interference. So there we go. So it was good enough to just put in a video, and it looks like it was reacting with it because I could move my leg as I put the radio closer.
That's hilarious. So you actually bought a Geiger counter?
I did. I didn't want to because I didn't really want to spend any money on this. But then I bought a Geiger counter, and since people were wondering, I also bought some uranium, just a tiny piece on Amazon, because you could buy that stuff for some reason. But I took the tests on there just so I could get the reading on the counter, and then kind of emailed a few people with pictures to be kind of secretive about it, because like I think Old Man Bills was telling me if I put that online, like on YouTube, they'll confiscate it because it's kind of like serious.
Yeah.
Violence tube is severely radioactive. So I just kind of like alluded from the fact that it was. I never really came out with saying it was on YouTube.
Dude, that was the best part. You tell a little bit of the story, and then people will blow it up. Like, hey, it was flying in the air, and you show them a picture of it just one time, and then they'd have this whole elaborate story about how they saw the video.
Yeah, there was never a video. Right, of course. That's what got me was all these people in these forums. 'Cause I started following these forums on, Reddit. And, one of the things that went really wrong was people started posting our call-in number that it was your number. So I had to go onto these forums and be like, stop, 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 because we had to cancel our call-in number. We had to cancel everything because it was ringing, ringing, ringing. And it was like people trying to call you. And I'm on there and getting it. I don't even know. You've never been on Reddit in my life. And I'm like joining this thing I don't even know how to use. And I'm like, stop calling this number. This has nothing to do with it. We don't know. And then my email gets flooded because they're like, well, then you know his number. You know how to get is your civic duty to come out and, dox this. And I'm like, I'm not telling 82945 on Reddit who's somebody. I don't know you. It was insanity. I had so much hate message saying what a piece of shit I was. Blah, blah, blah. And my ex account, my everything. I'm like, holy cow, you people have lost your goddamn minds.
Yeah, I appreciate that getting my number out because
No, I never would do that.
that would have been terrible.
No, that's insane. I would never have done that. But now you don't have to thank me. That's just being a good human being, not doxing people on the internet. You know what I mean?
I got people out here saying this is a fake James.
This is the fake one.
Tom Rahman is like
Slap
all
yourself.
over the chat.
Slap yourself, James. Slap yourself. You should prove that.
There was another thing that we were talking about, that video, and you just came out and said, well, YouTube took the video down. Then you have like all these people saying, I saw the video, YouTube took it down, and then you just had a picture of, I guess, or you just chucked the thing in the air, took a picture of it, that showed.
So I did. I took a video of that. It was just a screen capture because I set it on a tripod on a video. Right on it. I'd buy him and I marked the bush where and stand across from him so that I'd be able to camera view. I threw it up in the air. I got that thing got a few good shots. Used that. So.
Oh my god, was it like a javelin? You just throw a javelin across the room or what?
I think I wanted to get it as high as possible, so I kind of spun around once or twice and just chucked it as hard and high as possible.
Like a hammer?
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh my God, that could be a new Olympic event. Right, it's the only thing that so what did your obviously, I guess your parents had to, start figuring out some of this stuff, or something after all these people. I mean, like, what did your mom say? Like, was she like, what the hell are you doing, son? How did that go?
Kind of. And they were like, well, they're asking, like, what's the point of this? And I'm like, I don't really know. They're just, I thought of doing it, kept going with it, and here we are. Kind of blew up the internet, so.
They were arguing about your feet by live stream. Like, are those the same shoes? Those really the same shoes? I don't know.
Yeah, I think they're.
Damn, I lost another fucking follower. What the fuck,
So
dude?
they could be
Oh.
Fuck them. I don't fucking know. They're probably fake anyway. What is wrong with this dude? Welcome to the stream, everybody. Say fucking something. Let's fucking talk about it.
So, we did throw the milk. I thought the milk was plastic. You just sit in it for plastic.
Yeah, I had to do my face too. So I thought the best way to do it would just be like I was gonna make some kind of weird movie.
Visit G2A.com and browse thousands of keys for games and DLC. Discover brand new titles, timeless classics, and everything in between.
Start your new adventure here.
Do something so random that nobody can explain. So just drinking milk, see what comes of that. So yeah.
So the one question we've always had for you was like, so the first time you called in this show, and we were all dying laughing the whole time. It was, a lot of fun. I thought the first time you called in, how in the hell did you find that? Like, because this show, in case anybody watching, I know you got this streaming out on a lot of channels. We do appreciate everybody being here, checking us out with James and everything. But this is live on Traveling Fools. It's live on Gutters Pub. It's live on LW. It's live on Old Man Bill's channel, and it's live on X. We go out to a whole lot of different platforms. But like, how the heck did you, how'd you come across this?
I think somebody in either 4chan or, yeah, I think it was 4chan. Probably not Reddit because I wasn't on there at that time, but they just told me
this is live on Traveling. It's live on Gutters Book. It's live on Hilda. It's live on Man Bill's channel. And it's live on X.
Yeah, I think it was 4chan. Probably not Reddit because I wasn't on there at that time, but they just told me
this is live on Traveling. It's live on Gutters Book. It's live on Hilda. It's live on Man Bill's channel. And it's live on X.
Yeah, I think it was Reddit because I wasn't on there at that time, but they just told me
this is live on Traveling. It's live on Gutters Book. It's live on Hilda. It's live on Man Bill's channel. And it's live on X.
they go on a channel. They just recommended this one, and I thought, well, you know what? Let's get the ball rolling here. And I just decided to hop on this one, my first one, and get it a little bit of publicity. And yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I guess next thing it was you came on this one. Then I guess next Polarity had our stream playing on his, showing yours, talking about how unprofessional we were for laughing and making jokes about the object. And we're like, I mean, we are a paranormal based, kind of Friday night comedy show in a sense, so we cut up, have fun, take callers, do a lot of fun stuff like that. We're not necessarily the most serious people in the world. So it's kind of like, man, this is who we are. Sorry, but we did love having you on. It was funny. We laughed about it. We've made all kinds of funny little videos.
Remember the measurements.
Yeah,
However, when I see you holding it, the sexiness kind of went away because it was way bigger than I had. My brain anticipated it to be.
And that was the funniest part to me on that original show there that you came on, James, was the ladies here. They were making their jokes.
Fuck, I'm stuck in here.
The shape of the objects, they kind of made jokes to it. And then shortly after they made those jokes, he said, well, it did give me a rash. And that's what I immediately knew. Wait, you guys don't always trolling like that?
Oh, we were giggling from the get-go. KJ was totally like this. I know that she was totally onto it from the get-go.
Yeah, when you came out and I saw the video of you saying it was a hoax, I was like, oh, I love this team. This is amazing.
Yeah, KJ is our skeptic anyway. And so, like, the first time you came on, we made a whole bunch of jokes, got yelled at about it. So, second time, we were like, well, let's bring them back, message you back. Like, come back on so we can kind of, clear our name of being like the assholes on the internet that made jokes about this new vine that was going to change the world, the new Boogosphere. And so we brought you back, tried our damnedest to take it serious. And I could watch KJ that whole interview. She doesn't say a word. She's just sitting there with this look on her face, like, she's just like, I'm not going to say anything. Because I was like, oh, y'all behave this time. Don't get us in trouble again. We don't want to get yelled at. And finally, it comes, I'm like, well, KJ, you got any questions? And she's like, no.
Nope. Like, there was nothing I could seriously ask. So that was like, this I can't. But that's funny. I was wondering if you noticed that, Tia.
100%. Of course I noticed that. Yeah, it's been
you did good.
So, I mean, I guess in your mind, like, what do you plan to do with your channel now? Like, if you just going to keep just having fun, showing some cool stuff?
Well, I'm not sure yet. I kind of, there's a whole community on Reddit right now that's, it's called Jim Cylinder Cover Up. and it's like the whole thing that I'm AI. So I'm kind of playing into that a little bit with my videos.
Yes.
I'm like it, but leave and it's not good and like shouldn't be here. You're gonna forget about all this. Whatever, we'll see what happens. I have lost a few subs since I came out with it being a hoax, which is understandable. So we'll see who stays, what kind of content I make, but I'm not sure where to go at this point exactly.
So with him, you already got us a little bit. Okay, let me just say this because it's not as shiny as it was. So there's like a little bit of conspiracy there already, right? Yeah. And they're onto the shoot thing, and they think, oh my God, it wasn't you behind the camera. You know what I mean? Like the face is the right face behind that. Dude, they're already all over it.
Well, they still, I keep asking the same question. If they, he's answered all the questions. He answered the question about the light. He answered all the things. He's answered the questions about. So yeah, the radio, the guy, all of it has been answered. So, I mean, but everybody just keeps asking the same questions. It's like, are you looking for a different answer?
They are.
I mean, if I would have not got doxxed the way I did, not came out about it, I would probably still been going with the hoax now. And I think, I mean, people would have been happier that way because it would be so many longer. I wish I could have gone longer, but didn't really have that option at the moment when it was happening. So yeah.
Well, how was you were okay? So you did the whole thing where in the video's priceless, where you start drilling into, you know,
oh my God!
Oh my God, we all watched it. We laughed at that.
Everybody thought we were so mean, man. I mean, you would not believe how many people just come down on us because they thought you had died, and we were laughing.
So yeah, that's where I was going with that. So I went on and did a stream because we had done trivia night. We do trivia nights every Sunday night at 10 o'clock. Tune in. So we did that, and we were sitting here afterwards, and Gutters had helped me do it that night to fill him in for another host. And so afterwards, I was like, because of the Reddit and then some other Discord things, I was trying to get people on our back. So I was like, hey, listen, I'll address any of this stuff. So they started getting up in, and they were like, this man has animals. He has, you know, blah, blah, blah. They could be starving. They could be doing everything. And I was like, look, y'all, definitely. I don't think they have to talk about this. And I was like, I made a comment because, yeah, we always joke around and kid around. But like, if he died doing that, he's dead. He's probably in his basement getting eaten by his cat. So who cares? And oh man, they got so mad at me. I was the worst horrible person in the world. So yeah, it was.
I mean, like a week's worth of food, really, it'll be fine.
Right, exactly. I don't know, at least 5 days. You look at that. Oh my God. So what did you plan to do like before? You know, so you did some videos, you know, talking out, doing all that stuff, and making us in the background. And before, obviously, these freaks figured out, you know, like trying to hone in on you. Like, where are you gonna go next? Like, are you gonna be like, oh, I came back, and you know, here I am, or?
Yeah, I was gonna. I mean, the longer I waited, it would probably got views. Maybe like I was getting, I think about 1,000 subs a day, and then I would have like, like the Reddit had I think 40K people try to find me, and it was just kind of blowing up. So I would probably waited at least a week or two, and then maybe posted like a video, right? But I did come out it before being an host, like where I was like, I don't know, where I'm trying to get out. I would have probably done something like that. Right. Just so that I could come back and keep making videos about something other than just being gone for too long and then come back and everything just died down. So yeah.
You should have, like, you know, flown down to like South Beach or something like that. Been like, hey guys, I woke up in South Beach. I don't have any money. Here's my cash app. You know, it's just lifted up in South Beach, really. You know,
with a coconut drink in your hand and a blunt under your arm. Help me.
Sometimes it's a little wiser people. We've got good ideas.
Hey, easy on the old.
We're all 30. So Gunners, I know you got to have a couple questions here after a while. I know the two ladies on the panel. I mean, they after you came out as a the whole thing being a hoax. I mean, they fell in love with you at that point. They were like, oh my god, I love this guy. Y'all got any questions for him? I mean, this is not a.
No, I just have basically comments. Just, I mean, the make it the noise that you made, like that whole thing. It was so funny how nobody could not take that sexually is beyond me. I mean, you would have to be a straight up dried up prune not to take it sexually. I'm sorry, but I just don't get it. So yeah, those are. I mean,
I
we
went
knew
back
pretty
down.
early
What's up?
on that it wasn't real, but it was so much fun, and that was way too much fun. And the most fun of it was just watching how many people believed it. And once they thought, oh my gosh, something was wrong, they were wolves, man. They were ready to take people down for us to, for somebody to give up the information, or not so much give up the information, but send cops to your door, which is like a big no-no for me. I ain't sending a cop to nobody's door. I don't care. I ain't doing it.
Well, that was kind of the thing with me too. Is okay, so from the get go, and we've communicated back and forth a few times. I mean, I if I'd have really thought your life was in danger, I would have contacted your local police department or something, or gotten in touch with your family, or done something like that. I really thought, but at the same time, I wasn't going to come out and wreck your. I mean,
Oh, fuck.
you know what I mean? Like, this is your thing, so they're trying to get me to give this information, and they're like, I was like, no, I'm not giving you that so you can swat this guy. I'm not having the, police show up at your house. I'm not having them go to your parents' house. If I really had any belief in my mind that you had really, and all that really happened, I would have, as a, decent human being, contacted your family or something and been like, hey guys, can you please check on him? But I'm like, no, that'll wreck the guy's whole thing. This will wreck his whole gang if I say anything. So, no, just leave me alone. You know what I mean? I'm sitting back here watching this too. My popcorn.
I do have one thing to say. What I noticed at the beginning is you were wearing a ring, and it looked to me like it was made of the same thing that you made. Is that true?
It was made of the same thing. Because I do jewelry too.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I had to know. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Somebody did ask how you made the rod. I love to say that. Sorry.
Yeah, I took a plate, which I'm pretty sure was like a semi-exhaust plate. And I took two like circular caps, just welded it on the ends, polished it, and made markings and polished it even more, so it was like as shiny as possible. And then made sure there weren't any sharp edges, so everything was smooth and alien looking. And there you go.
So, okay, so here's my question here. When you did the magnet test, okay, so was that legit as far as the magnetism being what you welded onto each side of it? It was obviously a different material than the regular tube, because I know how people make a lot of these things for like temperature testing and big, and they put the cylinder or whatever the hell it's called to test the temperature in those kind of pipes. And the caps are obviously a different material than the tube itself. Was there any legitimacy to the magnet test in that sense?
Yes. So stainless is not magnetic.
Right.
So, like neither by Chad is saying right now that it was aluminum. Well, you can't weld aluminum to steel.
Right. Anybody who's ever held a welding torch and upside.
Yeah. So it's stainless pipe welded to like just cement caps. So if I would leave it in the water, you could definitely tell eventually it would start rusting on the edges. But yeah, that's why the magnet was more magnetic on the ends.
And I did see you are getting some super chats over on yours. Feel free to, say thanks to those people or do whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
It was fake giant, whereas I don't know what that chat is, but yeah, find your big giant somewhere.
Dude, there's so many people who still believe it's insane. I'm reading the comments over here. They keep going on.
Yeah, what I find fascinating is that they never would have believed you during this, but now they all think you're a dirty liar. I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, they don't even think it's James.
It's harder to convince them that it's fake than to convince them it was real at this point.
Yeah, that's so crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one guy in here, man, he radiation stuff. And I'm thinking there was barely anything on your leg, man. There was like nothing there. Like,
When all you've been doing in Nashville is eating hot chicken, just ask Google to plan a day with specifics for the whole squad. Jazz bar. Hot chicken with technical jazz. The all-new 2027 Kia Telluride. You can talk about capability, or you can just drag and listen. Introducing the most capable Telluride ever.
Kia shoots movement that it's vibes.
like, you know, you get bigger spot than that for being old.
Yeah. I mean, what'd you do just right before you filmed it? You just went on there and rubbed a piece of sandpaper on your leg and.
I actually can't tell you what that was because I'm not sure what it was, but it was actually like just an itch I was getting on my leg for a couple of weeks. I don't know if it was maybe like some detergent left on my pants that was maybe making my leg itch, but I just used that. And so it did give you a rash.
It did.
Right, so you did actually get something in Vegas. Just not.
That's right. Maybe that's where he got it at. Maybe that's where he got the whole rod at. There is more to this story.
Too funny. Yeah, I do love the fact, like you just said, though, it's harder to convince the people that it's fake than it took you to convince them.
Oh, I didn't want to fucking go in there.
I guess it's kind of like with anything in this day and age. We're 2025, and we don't get political over here, but you look at people with their, politics and things like that. They just can't stand to be wrong. Like no matter what, if they believe in something, they can't stand to admit that they got duped or they have to change their mind on something. I mean, people just can't fathom that in this day and age, especially with social media. They just can't go back and change it. So, I think that is funny. And it's quite. You said you did this as a lot of an experiment, like a social experiment. I heard you submitted that. Is that true?
Yeah, I did say that, and I like a lot of people thought I did it for money. The only money I've made is YouTube revenue. I haven't taken money from anybody. I've been offered money from like pretty high up people for the tube. I said no because this was all just for entertainment purposes only. And yeah, it's all just kind of an experiment and see where it would go. See how easy it would be for people to believe stuff and like stuff like that.
Oh my god, dude! If you sold that tube, they would come back to you and said you gave us the wrong one. It would like never end. You know that, right?
Yeah, something bad would happen.
Oh man, because half the people would cut it in half, and the other people would be like, "Oh my god, this treasure I got hanging on my wall."
I mean, I'll bet. So somebody, so I guess it's not you. I mean, obviously, somebody is trying to sell your object on eBay, but it's not really you.
Yeah, I've seen that. It's up to like $1,000 ish. I'm not sure.
Oh my gosh.
Steven he's posting on Reddit. He's like, yeah, me and James are friends. We go way back. We do work together, and it's like he's not. So that tune is not mine. And I'm gonna be watching this. But yeah, God, you're gonna get scammed, guys. If you only do the high bidder.
James is still handling his own rod. Don't worry. These comments, people are it's coming out. It's so they can hear the sizzle when he burned his hand.
So what was your most fun part of doing this? Like when you look back at it, like what was the peak of the fun of it?
Honestly, I think it just the finale. When I say the finale, I mean that the one video we opening it. once that the day after that happened, and I just saw the whole internet blowing up about it, I realized I could wait a couple days and do nothing, and it would just keep growing. So I was at work, just I refreshed my YouTube, see tons of news pouring in, and just like, wow, what's going to come of this? But yeah, that was probably the funnest part I had, or just making it in general. I like making things with my hands. So yeah.
Right. And what did your, like, when you came out and told your friends, I mean, I've got a lot of friends that, stuff like that. If I came out and told them this, they would laugh their asses off, it would be
Fuck
like,
you, Bert.
with your friends.
Pieces of shit. Fuck you.
So check this out.
Imagine. Fuck you, Bert.
They expected it from you.
Yeah, so I think somewhere along the lines, when I was getting like docs, they found my LinkedIn profile and some other stuff. Eventually they got to like this. My brother, he streams escape from their job. It's a video game. Right. So, I know there's a lot of people out there too. And I just told my brother, I was able to do just like it's gonna be a ton of people flooding into your server. Just trying to get them to follow you because a lot of them are pretty crazy. But and I just like told him that, and he had no idea I was doing it this whole time. So he was kind of amazed. And he keeps telling him too. He's live. He's like, I didn't think that this is how I get viewers, guys, but whatever. If you want to come in,
And that's the thing, nobody.
so he's got amazed. He keeps telling him too. He's live. He's like, I didn't think that this is how I get viewers, guys, but
Publicity is good, or good. Wow, what they tell that publicity. Yeah, any publicity is good publicity. Yeah, so whatever you need there. Yeah, I mean, I think it's amazing that you pulled it off that far and kept it going. I wish you could have kept it going